if every time you go out of the home and worry about whether you should wear that overdressy outfit, if you put on a filter every time you take a picture, if you worry about being too loud, if you're insecure about any part of yourself or your life, then trust me, you need to stop doing that. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The value you're going to take away from today's video is how to overcome your insecurities and step into being confident and loving yourself, every part, every strength, and every flaw. So let's begin. First of all, I have to start by saying that you need to start developing love inside of yourself. You need to start loving yourself unconditionally without any conditions. If you start putting conditions on your love, that okay, I'll only love myself if I have that, hourglass figure, or I'll only love myself if my acne is gone, then you are doing such a disgrace to yourself. When you love your partner, do you go out and point out the flaws that, you know what, your haircut isn't perfect, so I'm not gonna, fall in love with you, or I don't like your outfit choice, so I'm not gonna fall in love with you. Love should not be bounded by, other sort of obstacles that you seem to put in your way. Love should never be bound by that. Love is supposed to be unconditional with whomever you fall in love with, either yourself, your family, your parents, your loved ones, of course, animal, whatever, nature, whatever it is, it needs to be unconditional. Because if it is not unconditional, you're putting barriers on your love, right? On whom you're loving yourself, how you're going to love them, then that's such a disgrace. And this applies to you as well, because you need to love yourself unconditionally. And if you're putting barriers on it, then you're doing such a disgrace to yourself. And like, loving yourself, it's not just about your beauty, loving the beauty, loving that, okay, I'm confident, but not loving the fact that I snap every time somebody speaks to me. It's not about hating parts of yourself while loving the beautiful parts of you. Love is never about that. And yes, when you hear that love yourself, self-love, right, it may seem very uncertain. You may feel very confused on what does self-love actually means. And if you're still confused about that, we're going to go through more points about loving yourself right now as well. But if you want to gain some more information about it, you can go check out my how to practice self-love video. I'll link it down below. And yes, as I was continuing, it's not just about loving your beauty. You have to love every part of yourself, every flaw. If you have that flaw inside of you, something that's not exactly beautiful in your eye or in other person's eye, and we're not even counting somebody else's view, we're just counting your view. So if you think that's a flaw, that's a weakness of yours, you still have to love it, okay? Because it's a part of you. It's a part of you. Be kind. Don't criticize your own self. Because if you criticize yourself, you're just criticizing your younger self, your younger version, right? Your inner child. And how cruel is that? Just criticizing your, younger self, criticizing a small child. It's so cruel, and it sucks to, judge them on the basis of their flaws, right? It sucks. So don't do that. Never do that. Be kind to yourself and offer yourself the love that other people might not give to you. Figure out your love languages, and every single day give yourself a task to fulfill them. Or if it's not possible for you every single day, at least do it for one day each week. Find out your love languages. These include like acts of services, words like affirmations, like saying I love you to yourself, and gift giving, of course. There are 5 main ones. I don't remember all of them, so go check it out on Google or something and try to practice it every single day. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, except for the gift giving one. None of it costs money, so you don't have any excuse. And also time. You can't even make excuse that I don't have time, because if you don't have time for yourself, trust me, you don't have time for anything. In the end, in the latter results, you have time for nothing. And also solitude. Practice solitude, living with yourself, self-sufficiency, figuring out that yes, I'm enough for myself. I can fulfill my needs and wants before going out to other people and demanding it from them. Because if I place expectations on other people, then I'm never gonna get those expectations fulfilled, and I'm never gonna get that love fulfilled, because other people are not bound to love you, right? They can provide you the beautiful love, they can provide you the unconditional love, but that is not the case at all times, right? Because somebody may not love you for who you are, so you have to do that for yourself. It is a favor you have to do for yourself. Reparent yourself. Okay, if you felt like your parents didn't give you the love that you needed, they were the ones who, established those limiting beliefs about your body, about whatever you're insecure about, right? They were the one who rooted those insecurities in you, or even if the society rooted in you. Remember, now you're growing, you're maturing. If you're on this video, it is a sign that yes, you are evolving into a beautiful version of you. You're growing, right? You're improving yourself. And if you are growing and you're improving yourself, that means you can now start to, repent those insecurities. You can push back those insecurities away from yourself, and if somebody else tries to push you down for them, it will get projected onto them. You have to learn that. Yes, I understand that as a child we cannot really prevent that, because we don't have a, better understanding of the world. But as we grow and as we evolve, we can learn so many things, and that's the beauty of life. Accept who you are first. You cannot, even if you want to change yourself, remember, you cannot change if you don't accept what you want to change. Because if I don't accept that, at every point in my life I complain a lot, if I don't accept that fact, I'll keep running away from it. And if I keep running away from something, how can I change it? I have to be close to it to change it, right? And remember, nobody is perfect. Okay, everybody is growing and evolving at the same time, and you can become a best version of yourself at every point of your life. Nobody is the ultimate best version of themselves, right? Because you keep on evolving, your best will become even better. Sometimes you'll fall down, but then you'll pick yourself up and grow to more heights, but then you'll fall again, because that is growth, and that is meant to be in this life. And remember, a disco ball, we admire it so much. It's such a shining, beautiful object. Remember, if you look at it close, it's just pieces of broken mirror. And that's amazing. It's broken, but we still admire it. And remember, you are that too. You can be admired no matter what flaws or what strengths you have. You can still be admired. And if you wish to change it, you can definitely change your identity. Next thing is, allow yourself to be authentic. See, everybody is different. Every person on this earth is so different, and that's the beauty of ourselves. Everyone is unique. I cannot have the same opinions as you. We are so different. Not even different by just a small fraction, we're different by a huge fraction, right? I am completely different, like complete opposite of people, right? I'm complete opposite of everybody, and everybody is like the complete opposite of each other and on all the people we're around, right? So we're so different, and we have to allow ourselves to be who we are. Because if we don't do that, and if we try to copy somebody else, we try to compare ourselves with other people and say that, oh, that girl has that beautiful body, that hourglass body, and I don't love myself because I don't have it. And if we keep comparing ourselves, then trust me, you're going to get nowhere in life. Now, I'm not saying that you should accept who you are, allow yourself to be authentic. If you have an unhealthy body, you should stay that way and continue to eat more junk, don't move your body, all of that. No, you have to try to change your identity, because you have to do what's best for you. You don't have to be insecure about your flaw, because you have to work on it, right? Flaws are not meant to stay still. If you accept them, you have to change it in order to become better. Because if it stays that way, trust me, you're not growing and evolving as a person, you're stagnant. If you're not working on your weaknesses, and you're just proud of your strengths, and if you are just accepting your weaknesses and sitting there, you're not growing, you're not evolving, you're not doing anything in life. So you have to accept that flaw, accept it first, of course, be okay with it, and then try to shift your identity, transform. You can only do that when you first love yourself for who you are. And flaws do not define your worthiness. Okay, your weaknesses do not define your worthiness, how worthy you are. It is your choices, your opinions, your beliefs that define your worthiness, and your own thinking of yourself, your own belief about yourself, self belief. That is all what defines you. And don't get influenced by trends and people, right? We often seem to get influenced by situation, that if she has an hourglass body, I want it. No, you need to have a healthy body instead of trying to get that certain body. Of course, you can have goals, but don't be entirely dependent on them in order to be happy, or push yourself down, or get insecure when seeing other people who have that thing what you want. If there's a mysterious girl energy going around, and you feel like you're too loud, right? You're loud in situations, you like to make everybody laugh, and you like to talk to people, be like that. If that is who you like to be, if that is what your authenticity is, then allow yourself to be that. Just because the new trend says that be a mysterious girl, be a black cat woman, have a dark feminine aspect around yourself, if you are not that, it's completely okay, because you don't have to live up to anybody's expectations. The only expectations you have to fulfill is of your own. If you're able to fulfill that, well and good. But if you're trying to fulfill other people's expectation of how you should be, how you should act in your own life, in your own journey of yours, then you are doing a disgrace to yourself. Adapt according to situation, adapt according to people, but don't change entirely because somebody else is telling you to, because that situation is telling you to. Don't change your identity, and don't push your authenticity in the back, and acquire different versions and different forms. Adapt to situations, and if you can't do that, then just remove yourself from it. That's such a, we have to be grateful for this thing that we have, right? We have the power to change our situations. We have the power to get out of a situation, out of a person. If people don't like you for who you are, if people don't like that you're authentic, right? If people are not embracing your authenticity and they're criticizing it and they don't like it, it's their choice. Just because they don't like it doesn't mean you have to change it. People have different notions, people have different expectations, and I'll get to it in a few minutes. But yes, people have different notions, and it's their choice. They have the power, they have the freedom of speech. They can have any opinion on how they want, on who they want. It's up to you to decide on whether you're going to let that opinion affect you, and push yourself down, or you're gonna validate your own self, and you're gonna choose for yourself. What matters is that you have to like yourself, your authenticity. You have to realize that yes, I'm working on my flaws, and I embrace my authenticity, who I am at this point. Then only you can succeed in life, and then only you can stop getting affected by people around you and situations around you. Next thing is, of course, self talk. You underestimate the power of self talk, because see, we have made negative self talk such a norm, right? It's such a norm nowadays. People are criticizing their own selves. If somebody is offering them a compliment, you're not accepting that compliment. Instead, you're saying, no, I'm not all that, I'm ugly, blah blah blah. See, this is just a aspect of self talk. And if you don't even think if you think yourself of to be ugly, right? If you believe that you're ugly, you will be that, and you will think of yourself like that. And trust me, you do not deserve that, because you're beautiful. You're beautiful in who you are. Negative self-talk kills you. Whenever you look in front of the mirror, you're criticizing your body parts, you're criticizing your acne. Whenever you go into other people's situation, and other people are in a conversation, they're conversing, you're out in the corner thinking, oh, I hope that I don't think they will like me, and I should just be quiet, I should not put myself out there, and I'm afraid, what if they don't like me, what if they're judging me? You are continuously killing yourself with this negative self-talk. You're assuming the worst case scenario. You're continuously bringing down your own confidence. You're self-sabotaging, and that's so cruel. You're self-sabotaging your own being, your own life. Stop self-sabotaging. This is a huge thing, and self-talk is a huge part in it, because if you just practice the negative self-talk every single time you get a thought about yourself and you think negatively of yourself, and you continue to put like water into the fire, right? Which eventually it makes the fire grow. So if you keep adding the fuel to the fire, then you are just being even more, you're developing even more insecurities. Start validating yourself, and every single time you get a negative thought, like in which it says that, oh, you're not perfect, your body sucks, just replace that thought with this thought that, it's okay, I accept myself as who I am, and I will pursue changes, and right now I love me for who I am, and I will keep transforming and evolving and growing, because I want to achieve my dream self, and I'm happy in who I am right now at this moment. Every time you get a negative self-talk, convert it to something else, convert it to something better. If you don't do that, then there's no hope for you, trust me. Because if you don't, every thought you'll get, it keeps on adding fuel to the fire, right? Your insecurities, your limiting beliefs, it keeps rooting down even further if you're not changing it, if you're not altering it. Start validating yourself. Don't value other people's opinion so much at the point where you're just putting other people's opinion on a pedestal above you, and you're not even listening to yourself. You're not prioritizing your needs, what you want, right? What you need, what you want, how you should be in your own life. Kill the negative self-talk. Every time you get some negative thought, replace it with something positive, whatever it is. You can start small, and every day it matters. Next thing it is us who allow people to push those insecurities up to us. Now, of course, I understand, as a child we've got no a choice but to listen to other people around us, and listen to society's expectation, and believe that yes, it has to be true for ourselves. But as we grow and as we mature, we have to start realizing that we are the persons who are allowing that insecurity to root into us, because you have the power to change your reality. You have the power to reflect back any opinion what somebody else puts on you, right? I have the power to not allow someone else's opinion to enter my barrier that I have around myself. I even, sometimes when somebody says something bad to me, says something hurtful, right? I always imagine that there's like this white globe around me, white bubble, and that white bubble is preventing anything, any hurtful comment to come to me and hurt me. Yeah, right, get to me. And that hurtful comment just gets reflected back. That's what I start thinking, and you have to start thinking it too, because it is we who are allowing people to come and make us insecure. If you see that girl and you get insecure on her body, or if you go on in the internet and get see like people traveling to different places and you get insecure of your own life, then it is you who is allowing that. Trust me, nobody else is trying to make you insecure. And even if they are, you have the power to not allow it. And how do you do that? As I said, imagine that bubble around of you. Secondly, understand that you need to stop putting people's opinion on a pedestal. Why should people's opinion matter so much? Why do you value other people's opinion so much over your own beliefs, your own opinions, your own thoughts? You should never do that. People will point out your things, your insecurities, your flaws. They will point out in sometimes in order to escape from their own insecurities, right? People will project their own insecurities onto you. They will project their own flaws onto you in order to make themselves feel better about themselves. And to be honest, people have the right to do that. People have the right to have different opinions. If they don't like you, they don't like your face, but they like the other person's face, you've got no right to be insecure about your own face, because people will have different opinion. Somebody may find me so beautiful, the most beautiful person, the most ethereal person on earth, but the second person may think that I am the most ugliest person on the earth. Someone may think that my beauty standards are nothing as compared to theirs. And that is totally fine. That is what makes us unique and different. People have different opinions for every single thing. And if somebody doesn't like you, somebody doesn't like how you look, somebody doesn't like how your personality is from within, it is their problem. It is you have to like yourself. It doesn't matter who else likes you. You have to start by liking yourself. If you love yourself, trust me, everything around is going to be reflected that way. So stop allowing people to enter your circle, because people have different opinions. You have to be okay with it, that not everybody is going to like you, and not everybody is going to like your looks, your appearance, your personality, your traits, your characteristics, your loudness. Not everybody is going to like that, and it is totally fine. There's no point in being insecure about it. Be secure in who you are, because people have different opinions. And if you start letting their expectations get to you, people have different expectations, right? And it is not your job to fulfill them. If you start fulfilling each and every one of them, you'll first of all, you'll never even end up fulfilling all of those expectations. And number two, you're doing disgrace to yourself. You're not fulfilling your own expectations, prioritizing other people's need, which in the end, if you try to fulfill other people's expectations, right, they will have more and more. So you will never end up making somebody happy. Someone will always be unhappy, and it is totally fine. It's their life. They get to choose that. You have to choose to not allow other people to get to you, to make you feel insecure, because we are never insecure. We always get insecure by external factors, right? External agents, because of people, because of situations, comparison, jealousy, all of that. So you have to remove that, because people have different opinions, and they're totally allowed to have that. Next thing is, stop assuming the worst. When I know that whenever you walk into the room, you first assume that, oh, they might be looking at me because they might be judging me. Why am I overdressed so much? Why is my makeup so bold? Why am I even here? Will people even like me? You start assuming the worst. What if they don't like me, right? What if they find me too overdressed? You start assuming the worst. What if the other person is just admiring your beauty? You've got so many silent admirers, and trust me, you do. Whenever I walk by the street, I admire so many people, and they don't even know that I'm admiring them, because I don't go up to them. And many people are like that. Many people will silently admire you. So you have to stop assuming the worst, and don't allow self-sabotage, because sometimes when you're assuming the worst, you're just putting yourself in the other person's perspective, and you're thinking of how you would think if you would look at yourself, and that's just cruel. Next thing is, release baggage and transform your identity. Whatever baggage you have, these limiting beliefs, these insecurities rooted in yourself, remove them, release all of it, let go of it in the past, because your past it doesn't even matter in this present moment. It will never matter what it will never matter now, and it will never matter in the next, in the future, right? It will not matter. You are the one who's allowing the past to matter in your life. So release the baggage, let it go. It does not have power over your present or your future, so let it go. Don't carry that baggage, that backpack on top of you, which is so heavy. Just release it, let go of it. It will hurt for some time, I know, but once you do, you'll feel so free and you'll feel so fulfilled. And of course, as I said, don't be like, okay, I'm proud of my identity, I'm proud of my strengths, and then at the same time I am accepting my flaws, but I'm not going to change them because I'm accepting them. I'm loving myself. No, loving yourself is not, you're accepting. Loving yourself is not about accepting the flaws you have, the weaknesses, all of it. It's also about accepting them first and then try to change it if it's benefiting you in some way. And you have to do something and achieve something in order to be proud of your life. Because if you think you're focusing on your weaknesses and you don't think you have any strength, you think that you don't have any strengths, but trust me, there's so much of potential in you. So just try and do something. Just, there's so many things in the world, do something, achieve in it, because it will build your confidence. Action builds your confidence so much. So build your confidence by actions, doing something, achieving something, completing your to-do list. And once you do it, you'll have something to be proud of, and then you'll accept your flaws and work on them in order to achieve that, and then be proud of it. Transform your identity. If you don't like who you are, if you don't like this insecure version of you, remember, you can always change, and you can do it right now at this very moment, and it is a journey. So remember not to focus on the end goal, but focus on enjoying the journey and the teachings it is giving you. And next thing and last thing that I have is the power of consumption. Your whatever you consume on the internet, in situations, whatever situations you place yourself into, and whatever people you surround yourself with, they have so much power on how you think. You don't realize that, because sometimes you can't really shut it all off, right? Because it's human emotion to sometimes just care about what the situation is thinking, or what the person is thinking, what other people on the internet are doing. Sometimes the human emotions allows you to question all of it. And if you see somebody who has that hourglass body, you've got people saying that this is society's expectations, how to become beautiful, how to become bright, how to make your skin glowy and bright. So this consumption will kill you from within. And if you don't think that you can repent it at this moment, whereas you because you cannot right now, at this point, you cannot allow those things to enter you. At this point you cannot do that. Then cut out those consumptions, okay? And start consuming people who make you feel better about yourself, and who have those similar insecurities and they're secure about their own body nevertheless. So consume that sort of content. You will feel so much better afterwards, and it's a journey. Trust me, you will become so confident at the end of it, and you'll look back and you'll feel so proud. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned something or the other from it. And remember, you're worthy, you're blessed, you're secure, you're loved. And I'll see you next week. Till then, just relax.